Caitanya Mahaprabhu, after visiting Ramakeli, had gone to the home of Advaita Charja, and all the Vaishnavas from Navadvipa, including Mother Sachi, had come to Advaita Charja's house. And there, the devotees, so ecstatic to see Caitanya Mahaprabhu, chanted with him and danced with him. And Mother Sachi cooked for him, which was her heart's delight. Yes. And Mahaprabhu tasted the 20 different varieties of shak, one after another, that she had cooked. And all the devotees sat around Mahaprabhu as he glorified the shak and took prasadam. And then, when he went to wash his hands and mouth, what did the devotees do? And then we read from Chaitanya Charitamrita how Mahaprabhu left. He left the devotees crying, and then he and Nityananda Prabhu and the devotees who had accompanied him to Ramakeli, thinking that he was going to Vrindavan, they went back to Jagannath Puri, and all the devotees in Jagannath Puri were ecstatic to see the Lord. But one more pastime took place in the home of Advaita Charja. And there was a part of me that did not want to read this pastime because it is so heavy. But because it has a happy ending, I will read it. Okay, Prabhu? After Mahaprabhu glorified Murari Gupta, a leper came before the Lord. He offered his dandavat obeisances, and he was crying in pain. He raised his two arms, and he wept with grief. "Oh, merciful Lord," he said, you have descended to deliver the whole world. For this reason you have come to earth. And seeing the sufferings of others, you also feel great unhappiness. And that is why I've come before you. I am tormented by leprosy, and my body burns with pain. Please tell me, how may I be cured? Hearing the leper's words, Lord Caitanya angrily rebuked him. Rebuke means chastised him. He said, "Die, die, you sinner! Even if people see you, sin will take birth within them. And even if a saintly person sees you, from that day he must suffer. You have blasphemed Vaishnavas, and you are a sinner. Your actions are evil. How much suffering awaits you?" Heavy enough? The Lord continued, "Even the word Vaishnava purifies the entire world. Brahma and the demigods sing the glories of the Vaishnavas. And one who worships the Vaishnavas gains Lord Krishna, who is beyond the conception of the conditioned soul. Nothing is greater than worshipping the Vaishnavas." The Vaishnavas are dear to Lord Krishna, more dear than Lakshmi, Brahma, Shiva, Anantashesha, and more dear than the Lord's own body. Krishna himself declares in the Srimad Bhagavatam, "O Uddhav, neither Brahma nor Sankara nor Sankarshan nor Lakshmi nor even my own self is as dear to me as you, O Uddhav." The Lord continued, "Anyone who blasphemes a Vaishnava will suffer in birth, in life, and in death. Anyone who blasphemes a Vaishnava is a sinner. His education, his noble family, his austerities, and his other virtues are all fruitless. Even if he worships Lord Krishna, the Lord will not accept his worship." By a Vaishnava's dancing, the earth is made fortunate. It is made glorious. By a Vaishnava's glance, the sins in the four directions wither and die. When a Vaishnava raises his arms to dance, the troubles in Swagaloka all vanish. Srivas Pandit is a great Vaishnava, and you blasphemed his character and attempted to tarnish his reputation by making him appear to be a worshipper of the goddess Chandi. These flames that burn you of leprosy are only the root of your punishment, and Yamaraj will punish you much more in the future. You are unworthy to be seen by me, and I am not the one to deliver you." Hearing the Lord's words, the leper placed the blade of grass between his teeth, and he pitifully said, "I do not know anything. I went mad. I blasphemed the Vaishnava. Therefore it is right that I am punished. But still, you are the supreme controller. Please, O Lord, think of my welfare. A saintly person's nature is to rescue the suffering. A saintly person will be merciful even to a blasphemer. Therefore I take shelter of you. I surrender to you. If you reject me, who will deliver me? You know everything about atonement prayaschitta. Please tell me the atonement I should perform. You are the Father of everyone. I blaspheme the Vaishnava, therefore it is right that I am punished. Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu replied, a person who blasphemes a Vaishnava, he will suffer leprosy. That is written in the Shastra. But that is only the present punishment that he will receive. How many further torments will he suffer from Yamaraj? Leper, run to Srivas Pandit, fall at his feet. You blasphemed him, and only his mercy can deliver you. When the foot is pierced by a thorn, with another thorn the first can be taken out. What will you gain by massaging the shoulders? And now I will tell you the way that you can be delivered. You must seek forgiveness from Srivas Pandit. He is the one who can surrender, who can forgive you. And when he forgives you, your sufferings will go far away. Go to him. He will forgive you, and he will thus deliver you. Hearing the Lord's truthful words, the devotees made a great sound. Jai! Enthusiastically to hear it. And the leper offered dandavat obeisances to the Lord, and he left at once. The leper begged Srivas Pandit for forgiveness, and thus he attained the Pandit's mercy, and he became delivered. His offenses were broken to pieces. In this way, the king of Vaikuntha explained how blasphemy of a Vaishnava brings trouble and suffering. Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu punishes anyone who, in spite of hearing this, blasphemes a Vaishnava. If one sees one Vaishnava quarreling with another Vaishnava, one should know the quarrel is not real. It is only Krishna's pastime. Satyabhama and Rukmini quarreled, but the truth is they were in harmony. Their quarrel was external only. It appeared only as if they quarreled. In the same way, Vaishnavas never quarrel, for it is Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu that arranges their quarrels as his pastimes. If taking the side of one Vaishnava, a person blasphemes another Vaishnava, the blasphemer will perish. With one hand he serves the Lord, and with the other hand he tortures the Lord. How will any good come to him? The devotees are like Krishna's own body. Anyone who knows this becomes very peaceful and very serious. A person who's seeing that they are not different, both worships Krishna and the Vaishnavas and serves Lord Krishna's feet. Such a person crosses this world of birth and death. Any person who hears and sings these sacred descriptions will never find blasphemy of a Vaishnava taking birth within him. And thus, I, Vrindavan Das, humbly offer this song at the lotus feet of Sri Krishna and Sri Nityananda Prabhu, for they are my life and soul. In Caitanya Charitamrita, a pastime that sounds very similar to this is described in Adi Lila, chapter 17. Describing the kirtan pastimes, the Sankirtan pastimes that took place in the house of Mahaprabhu in the place of Srivas Thakur in Sridham Mayapur. Sri Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami describes them in this way. Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu regularly led congregational chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra in the house of Srivas Thakur every night for 1 full year. This ecstatic chanting was performed with the doors closed so that non-believers who came to make fun could not gain entrance. Thus, the non-believers almost burned to ashes and died in envy. And to retaliate, they planned various ways to give trouble to Srivas Thakur. It is described in Caitanya Bhagavat that they spread rumors that the king was coming and he was going to arrest all the Vaishnavas who were disturbing society by their kirtan. They even said that I told you that we should have taken Srivas's house and thrown it into the Ganga, and you did not listen to me. They criticized each other in that way also. They were envious and they wanted to give trouble to Srivas Pandit. And one night, while Kirtan was going inside Srivas Thakur's house, a Brahmana named Gopal Chapal, who was the chief of the non-believers, who was talkative and very rough in his speech, he placed all the paraphernalia for worshipping the goddess Durga outside Srivas Thakur's door. On the upper portion of a plantain leaf, he placed such paraphernalia for worship as odorful turmeric, adrak, vermilion, kumkum, and red sandalwood and rice. And beside that, he placed a pot of wine. And in the morning, when Srivas opened his door, he saw all this paraphernalia. And Srivas Thakur called for all the respectable gentlemen of the neighborhood, and smilingly he addressed them as follows: Gentlemen, every night I worship the goddess Bhavani. Since the paraphernalia for the worship is present here, now all you respectable Brahmins and members of the higher caste can understand my position. Then all the assembled gentlemen proclaimed, "What is this? What is this? Who has performed such mischievous activities? Who is that sinful man?" They called for a sweeper who threw all the items of worship far away and cleansed the place by mopping it with a mixture of water and coward. After 3 days, leprosy attacked Gopal Chapal, and blood oozed from sores all over his body, incessantly covered with germs and insects biting him all over his body. Gopal Chapala felt unbearable pain. His entire body burned in distress. Since leprosy is an infectious disease, Gopal Chapala left the village to sit down on the bank of the Ganga underneath a tree. One day, however, he saw Caitanya Mahaprabhu passing by, and he spoke to him as follows: Gramya sambandhe ami tomara matula bhagina moi kushta vyadite anachi vyakhu. If anyone can understand New York Bengali, that means, "My dear nephew, I am your maternal uncle in our village relationship." But he said it, he was suffering so much, and when he saw Mahaprabhu passing, "My dear nephew, I am your maternal uncle in our village relationship. Please see how greatly this attack of leprosy has afflicted me. As an incarnation of God, you are delivering so many fallen souls. I am also greatly unhappy. A fallen soul, kindly deliver me by your mercy. Here is Srila Prabhupada's purport. It appears that although Gopal Chapal was sinful, talkative, and insulting, he nevertheless had the qualification of Sharana, which means Sharana. Simplicity. You don't understand New York Bengali? Not sorry, it's my accent. Thus he believed Caitanya Mahaprabhu to be the incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead who had come to deliver all fallen souls, and he appealed for his own deliverance, seeking the mercy of the Lord. He did not know, however, that the deliverance of the fallen does not consist of curing their bodily diseases, although it is also a fact that when a man is delivered from the material clutches, his material bodily diseases are automatically cured. Gopal Chapala simply wanted to be delivered from the bodily sufferings of leprosy. But Sri Caitanya, although accepting his sincere appeal, wanted to inform him of the real cause of suffering. Eito Shuni Mahaprabhu Hoila Krudaman Krodha Veshi Valitore Tarjana Vachan. Hearing this, the appeal of Gopal Chapal, Caitanya Mahaprabhu appeared greatly angry. And in that angry mood, he spoke some words chastising him. O sinful person, envious of pure devotees, I shall not deliver you. Rather, I shall have you bitten by these germs for many millions of years. Srila Prabhupada's purport. We should note herein that all our sufferings in the material world, especially from disease, are due to our past sinful activities. And of all sinful activities, actions directed against a pure devotee out of sheer envy are considered extremely severe. Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu wanted Gopal Chapal to understand the cause of his suffering. Any person who disturbs a pure devotee engaged in broadcasting the holy name of the Lord is certainly punished like Gopal Chapal. This is the instruction of Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu. As we shall see, one who offends a pure devotee can never satisfy Caitanya Mahaprabhu unless and until he sincerely regrets his offense and thus rectifies it. Mahaprabhu continued, You have made Srivas Thakur appear to have been worshipping the goddess Bhavani. Simply for this offense, you will have to fall down into hellish life for 10 million births. I have appeared in this incarnation to kill the demons, the Pashandis, and after killing them to preach the cult of devotional service. And after saying this, the Lord left to take his bath in the Ganga, and that sinful man did not give up his life, but he continued to suffer. When Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu, after accepting the renounced order of life, went to Jagannath Puri and then came back to the village of Kulia, upon his return that sinful man took shelter at the Lord's lotus feet. And the Lord, being merciful to him, gave him instructions for his benefit. We will hear those instructions that will gladden your heart in a few moments. You have committed an offense at the lotus feet of Srivas Thakur, the Lord said. First you must go there and beg for his mercy, and then, if he gives you his blessings, and you do not commit such sins again, you'll be freed from these reactions. Then the Brahmana, Gopal Chapal, went to Srivas Thakur and took shelter of his lotus feet, and by Srivas Thakur's mercy, he was freed from all sinful reactions. Another Brahmana also came to see the kirtan performance, but the door was closed and he could not enter the hall. He returned home with an unhappy mind, but on the next day he met Lord Caitanya on the bank of the Ganga and spoke to him. The Brahmana was expert in talking harshly and cursing others. Thus, he broke his sacred thread and declared, I shall now curse you, for your behavior has greatly aggrieved me. And the Brahmin cursed the Lord, you shall be bereft of all material happiness. And when the Lord heard this, he felt great jubilation within himself. Any faithful person who hears of this Brahman's cursing Lord Caitanya is delivered from all Brahminical curses. And to close this, I will read what Vrindavan Das Thakur says about the visit of this Brahmin to Kalia, who appears to be the one who gave Srivas Thakur trouble. This is such a wonderful pastime, actually, and right after this Brahmin comes to Mahaprabhu, Devananda Pandit comes and gets some wonderful instructions on how to speak about the Bhagavatam. But this is short. When Lord Caitanya came to Kalia, this is on the way to Ramakeli. Mahaprabhu stopped in Kalia, went to Ramakeli, and came back to Shantipur. When Lord Caitanya came to Kalia, the sinners, the lowly persons, the ordinary persons, and the great devotees all became delivered. Simply by hearing of Lord Chaitanya's coming to Kaliyagram, one breaks all the bonds of his karma. By allowing everyone to see him, Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu made everyone joyful in heart. Staying outside, Lord Caitanya sat down with his associates. And at that time, a Brahmana approached and tightly grasped the Lord's feet. The Brahmana said, Lord, I have one request. If you give me a moment, I will tell it. This appears to be a different Brahmana. Unaware of the glory of devotional service, the Brahmana said, I committed many sins. I blasphemed many Vaishnavas. I would say, how in Kali Yuga is it possible for anyone to be an actual Vaishnava? How can anyone truly sing kirtan? Moment after moment, I blaspheme many Vaishnavas in this way. Moment after moment, remembering these sins, my heart burns with grief. O lion who delivers the world, please tell me how I can break these sins into pieces. And hearing the Brahmana's sincere words, Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu smiled and spoke the remedy, the cure. Oh Brahmana, please listen. If with one's own mouth a person drinks poison, and then with the same mouth also drinks the nectar of immortality, then the effect of the poison will wither away, and the nectar will make that person's body immortal. Please hear this explanation. Not knowing what was happening, you blasphemed Vaishnavas, and in this way, you drank poison. With your mouth, you should now always drink the nectar of Lord Krishna's holy names and qualities. The same mouth that once blasphemed Vaishnavas should now sing their praises. O Brahmana, in poetry and songs, you should sing the glories of the devotees. And by drinking the nectar of Lord Krishna's glories, you will counteract the poison of blasphemy. What I say is the truth, Mahaprabhu said. If a person who unwittingly commits blasphemy stops blaspheming others and instead praises Lord Vishnu and the Vaishnavas, then that person will destroy all his sins. That is the right way to destroy them. Millions of rituals of atonement will not destroy them. O Brahmana, go and sing the glories of the devotees. Then you will become free of all sins. And hearing these words from the Lord's graceful mouth, the Vaishnavas called out, Jai, 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 Haribol. In this way, Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu described the best atonement for the sin of blasphemy. Years ago I read in the Harmonist, the magazine published during the time of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, that during that time, every year in Sridham Mayapur, all the devotees would gather in the meeting of the Vishva Vaishnava Rajya Sabha. And then for several days, they had a very simple program. Of course, they would chant and take prasadam, but they would speak the devotional achievements and glories of those who have passed away during the previous year. And then second, they would award, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur would award Shastra degrees and titles to the devotees he felt were deserving. And then third, he would point to one devotee and say, speak the glories of another devotee. And that devotee would spontaneously speak the glories of that devotee. Point to another devotee, speak the glories of that devotee. Speak the glories of that devotee. Speak the glories of that devotee. And after performing these three functions of glorifying and remembering the devotees who had passed away, of awarding Vaishnava titles and degrees, and glorifying the other Vaishnavas, they went home. And Srila Prabhupada, in somewhat a parallel mood, very early in the movement, established as part of the morning program that the devotees offer obeisances to each other by saying Vansakalpatubhyascha Kripasindhu Patitaram Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Now everything done day after day after day after day tends to lose the purpose behind the activity. But the purpose behind this activity, Srila Prabhupada explained, is that in the association of devotees, and while different dealings and management things and this and that are going on and services are going on, it may happen that sometimes we may offend one of the other devotees. So Prabhupada established this as an opportunity to actually ask all the devotees to forgive each other at that time for any offense they may have knowingly or unknowingly committed. That was the purpose.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama
Samasta Koti Vaishnavini ki jai. ISKCON founder Charja Prabhupada ki jai. Prem si Kaho si Krishna Caitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srila Sai Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki jai. Sri Sri Radha Krishna Gopinath Syamakunda Radhakunda Giri Govardhan ki jai. Sri Vrindavan Dham ki jai. Sri Navadip Mayapodam ki jai. Ganga Mai ki jai. Jamuna Mai ki jai. Bhakti Devi ki jai. Tulsi Devi ki jai. Samaveda Bhaktivinoda ki jai. All glories to Samudra Bhaktis. All glories to Samudra Bhaktis. All glories to Samudra Bhaktis. All glories to Sri Sri Guru Gauranga Gaur Premanandi. Sri Prabhupada ki jai. Sri Prabhupada Bhaktivinoda ki jai. Tomorrow we will not have